Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Simon from W3MCT. I'm glad you decided to stop by. If you are new to this channel, we help you focus on ways to enhance your future self through Web3 blockchain, understanding, value, investing in different projects, protocols on the blockchain, and also helping you really take advantage of marketing, collaboration, and training. So at W3MCT, we do this all for you. So thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being great. Let us know where you're watching from in the comment section, and let's get to the video. So we're going to go dive straight into the value section of this video, and we want you guys ready for the move. You see, I was letting everyone know about this move on my YouTube channel. We came out with this short called Super Trade of a Lifetime Potential, 100% plus, not financial advice. We gotta let everybody know. We gotta provide the disclaimer and say, hey, this is not financial advice. This is entertainment, edutainment purposes only. I'm just sharing with all of you the things that I'm involved in, and from that, maybe you can learn a little thing here and there. So if you're seeking for professional financial advice, I advise you go seek out a professional financial advisor, okay? And discuss with them your plans. But if you're just interested in learning more about what I'm doing and the information that I use to really help with my conviction, then stay here, follow along, like and subscribe, and get to the video. So we are involved in a lot of different projects in the digital asset Web3 blockchain space. And within this area, right, so there's these things called dApps, right? They're decentralized applications. And these decentralized applications are web-based, right? Web-based applications that connect and communicate with the blockchain. So if you're new to all of this, I'm going to quickly share with you what is a blockchain, right? So in all these fancy smanchy words that they try to use to make it super confusing so you don't understand, we're just gonna clip it up, hang it up, and put it away. Blockchain is a database. Simon, you said database. Database is a difficult word most people don't understand. Oh my goodness gracious, what am I gonna do? All right, so let's try to bring it down a little bit more. A database, right, is, all right, so think about an Excel spreadsheet. Oh, Simon, Excel spreadsheet, too difficult. Okay, let's bring it down no more. All right, when you send your friend, right, something, so let's just do it this way, right? Say, for example, you have Pokemon cards, right? And you decide that you are going to trade the Pokemon cards with one of your friends. So say you have a Charizard and they have a Pikachu. And you like, man, I've been looking for that Pikachu. I can't find it anywhere. And your friend is like, man, I've been looking for a Charizard. I can't find it anywhere. So you guys decide to link up and meet up. And then you say, hey, I'm going to trade you my Charizard for your Pikachu, right? And then you say, okay, cool. And then so you go ahead and you do the trade. And then you walk away, you got your Pikachu, they have the Charizard, and then everyone's happy. But then you go into school and you're like, dude, I got this Pikachu, this thing is awesome, da 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 da. Another guy's like, dude, I got this Charizard, it's awesome, da 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 da. And all your friends is like, man, I don't believe you, you don't have no Pikachu. Another one's like, man, I don't believe you, you have no Charizard. And you're like, no, for real, I did the trade, we did the trade yesterday. And, you know, I got the Pikachu and he got the Charizard and we traded it. And everyone's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. So then you're like, man, how can I let them know that like I really traded this Pikachu for a Charizard? Like, why won't anyone believe me? So then we have a notebook. So then you come back, you're like, you know what? We're gonna do another trade. So you get your other friend, and your other friend's like, hey, look, we're just gonna write this down in a notebook, and we're gonna say, okay, you met up with me. Let's just say it was Bob and Jen, right? Bob and Jen, right? So Bob had the Charizard and Jen had the Pikachu, and they wanted to trade. So they decided to call their friend Luke, and Luke was just like, I don't know anything about Pokemon cards. I'm just here to just, to write this thing down, right? So Luke is like, cool, I got a notebook. I'm going to write down that Bob and Jen decided that they were going to trade the Charizard for the Pikachu at this time on this date. And the reason why Luke is writing this down is so basically there's an agreement, right? So someone doesn't come back and say, "Oh, you wronged me. I didn't want to actually trade that, right? I didn't actually want to do that." So how do you authenticate that, right? How do you verify that all of this actually happened, right? Because right now it's just word of mouth, right? Jen was just like, I traded that Pikachu for the Charizard, and Bob was just like, yo, I traded the Charizard for the Pikachu. But how do we know that actually happened, right? So then we can go to Luke and be like, hey Luke, can you give us the notebook, because you were there and you saw it happen? Can you verify what happened? And Luke pulls out the notebook and he's just like, yep, I was there, I saw him. Bob said, boom, I'm gonna trade you the Charizard for the Pikachu. And Jen was just like, oh yay, I love Charizard, I want Pikachu too. So then you traded it. Luke was like, all right, I'm gonna write this down, that it happened on this day and at this time the transaction happened. All right, so we decided to take that process and put it on a computer, right? And put it on the internet, put it on a network. So this network is called the blockchain, right? It's a database, it's a ledger. It's just basically keeping track of the transactions of people trading with one another, right? Or interacting, peer-to-peer marketplaces, peer-to-peer interactions, okay? So I don't want to make this, really difficult, and I don't want to go down this technical rabbit hole. But so this blockchain, if you want to learn more about it, right, you can look at the technical white paper on Bitcoin, and that was published back in like 2008, and you can really understand more about, this new innovative technology and why it's transforming the world, why it's transforming the way we will transact with one another, the way money works, right? The way the way we will basically transfer the wealth. Okay, so when you're using this network, okay, there are groups of miners or people that really just help secure that notebook, right? That ledger. Because how do we know? Let's just go back to example with Luke. Like, how do we know that Luke didn't go back home and be like, you know what? Instead of him trading the Charizard for the Pikachu, he actually traded the Charizard for a what's it called? For like a Ditto, right? Like for like a Ditto, or like traded the Charizard for for like a what's another one? A Bellsprout? Is that one? I can't remember. It's so long. It's been so long. Or maybe like So like, I'm just saying, right? How do we know that Luke is official, right? Like, how do we know Luke is official? So because Luke is the one in charge of the notebook, so maybe Luke could go and alter the notebook himself. So we're like, shoot, we got to have somebody that makes sure that the notebook is on point, right? And the notebook is secured, and that no one's actually going to go and trade and mess up or rewrite the notebook or pencil it out, and erase it out and pencil in something new, or, try to whatever. So there's these things called miners, right? So these miners use just big computers to really just secure the network, right? So think of it like this. So let me I should pull up like a whiteboard thing so you guys can actually see me draw this. But think of it like of a castle and building a moat around the castle, right? So those are the miners. The moat, right, is securing the castle, right? And then so at the same time, for everyone to secure the blockchain, to make sure that they stick around and actually secure the blockchain, they're rewarded, right? They're rewarded to do that. And so that's why there's this, group of miners out here using their computational power to support and secure these different blockchains. So we have blockchain for Bitcoin, we have a blockchain for Ethereum, and then we have blockchain for a whole bunch of other, and like Litecoin, right? And Doge, right? So all of these other quote unquote altcoins. So just for anyone that's brand new to all of this, and you may, have got into this space in like 2020 or a little bit later, or maybe you're just finding more about it right now, right? As currently Bitcoin is roughly at, let's see, a 30,000 or 35,000 or so, and holding its holding its gains right now. So Bitcoin was launched in January of 2009, and it's the very first decentralized digital asset, also known as a cryptocurrency. And so Bitcoin was conceived as a type of electronic cash that allows for sending payments from one party to another, and without any financial institutions or central authorities involved. So this became super successful in its short history, and the market cap is really has it grown to over $1 trillion, right? And Bitcoin's price is often considered the indicator of the health of the overall industry, but that was back then. And now this industry has grown so massive that the altcoins are starting to create a name for itself with all these projects. And initially, one of these altcoins in the beginning, all right, was this thing called Ethereum. And Ethereum is a different type of cryptocurrency, and it's not Bitcoin, okay? And Ethereum is a platform for building and launching these applications, these software applications. And we call these software applications, these web based applications, we call them dApps, right? Capital D, capital A, lowercase p, lowercase ps. And a dApp stands for decentralized application. And so Ethereum has assumed this massive role within this market and has created its own massive market cap. And people started flocking over. All of these developers across the globe has started coming over to this new network, this new ecosystem that was launched in July of 2015. And everyone say, whoa, what is this about? What are people doing over here? And developers were creating these decentralized applications, right? The decentralized software platform. And so all of these decentralized software applications are all made possible by this one thing. And this one thing is called smart contracts. What are smart contracts? Well, that's a great question. A smart contract is something that really helps represent this agreement between a buyer and the seller using computer code. So smart contracts run on Ethereum's blockchain like an autonomous computer that automatically runs a program when specific conditions are met, and perhaps buying a set amount of digital assets or also cryptocurrency when that token hits a certain price, right? So smart contracts can be used for a lot of different things. And so these smart contracts really got a lot of attention from the developer space, and people started building on Ethereum. And then they came out with this term you'll hear people say EVM, right? EVM compatible, which stands for the Ethereum virtual machine. So all of these other altcoins started building on top of Ethereum, and they were all EVM compatible, right? So these Ethereum virtual machines that really allowed other projects and protocols to be built on top of Ethereum. Okay, so we have a lot of different protocols out there Like, for example, like, Arbitrum and Polygon, or, we have Optimism, and we have, I don't want to go down the list, right? There's just a lot of EVM compatible projects out there. Okay, so real quack. It is a real quack. But real quick, let's just do a recap, right? So a blockchain, right? So these are some important things to remember. A blockchain is spread over a network of computer or nodes, and each computer contains a copy of the blockchain, right? And that's how they verify and work together. And so the blockchain regularly updates all the nodes in its network at a regular interval, okay? And so when it comes to Bitcoin, this is happening roughly every 10 minutes. And then so as a new block is entered, it becomes permanent and it cannot be changed, right? So only the new entries can be added to the blockchain. There are no editable situations to change any of the transactions, right? So everything is just being added to the blockchain. You cannot change the blockchain, right? So the updates occur across all the computers in the network, and at the same time making it, kind of difficult to hack. So now why did all of this happen, right? So the global financial system, the set of institutions that allow for the exchange of funds or currency. And so these institutions include banks, insurance companies, the stock exchange. And then so they all exist in varying different scales. Some of the smallest may be of a particular company, and some of the largest ones are interconnected global financial systems, right? But basically, all of these financial institutions or borrowers and lenders really covers the global economy. And this global framework of legal agreements, institutions, and formal or informal economic decision makers, well, they help dictate the international flows of financial capital. So these institutions involved in the decision making end of this system, well, what does that include? Well, you'll hear central banks, any major private international banks, government treasuries, monetary authorities, the World Bank, and International Monetary Fund. So this is a whole bunch of fancy words and jargon and technical speak, but at the end of the day, it comes down to this one concept, right? It's ensuring the stability of the global economy. So as this global economy continues to grow, and as people, work towards, learning more about wealth creation and, just really just interacting in this global economy, we had to come down to and sit down and say, hey, how do we evolve money, right? Is it even possible to evolve money? Is it even possible that maybe there's a better way of doing things? And that's where Bitcoin and this huge blockchain cryptocurrency ecosystem has created and provided a solution, what we know as the fiat system today. So let's go back and get back into the video, and that's just a little bit of an introduction to all of this. And in this channel, we're going to continue having these learning lessons in our videos before we go over the these value investment opportunities and how I go over my due diligence in preparing for my trades and investments, right? So right now on TradingView, I want to show you this because I thought this was quite interesting. So I have a list here of addresses, and I have it sorted by funded addresses. And right now, out of 750 different coins, well, Bitcoin is still leading the pack, right? Bitcoin is leading the pack quite well, with currently about 1.2 billion total addresses. So roughly out of all of those addresses, okay, we have about 665,000 of them are newly funded addresses, right? And the interesting part is that everyone's talking about altcoins and everyone's talking about all of these other things, but I don't think people understand the benefits of using different chains or different networks. And everyone will say, oh, this one's better than that one, this one's better than that one. And I've been talking a lot about Litecoin for some time, and everyone is telling me that is nonsense. Everyone's saying stay away from it. Everyone is telling me Litecoin is garbage, there's no use for it, it doesn't have a community, it doesn't have this, like, just all this negative, just negative, right? So I look at Litecoin as the network for businesses. And one of the important features that Litecoin has is the Mimblewimble feature, which allows you to still transact with one another and without showing your bag. And it's not about trying to do anonymous transactions and privacy because you're trying to do some secret shit you don't want nobody to know about. It's got nothing to do with that, right? It has to do with the simple fact that we have to be able to transact with one another. And when you go to the store, right? When you go to the store and you buy gas or you buy food or you get your kids some toys or your significant other a card or jewelry or whatever, right? And you swipe your card. You swipe your card with confidence in knowing that the teller or the register person, or the salesperson, the manager, the business owner, right? You swipe your card with confidence, knowing that you will pay for that item, and at the same time that they won't know what's in your bank account, right? So when you swipe your card, right, your Visa, your MasterCard, or your debit, your credit, whatever it may be, right? When someone else that's on the other end of that transaction receives your money for that product, they can't go back and say, oh, customer A just bought, $100 ring, and they only have $75 in their, left in their bank account after that. Or this person just bought a $5 million home and they only have XYZ in their bank account, right? It doesn't show your bag, right? You don't go get gas at the gas station and then the gas teller comes back to you and is just like, hey, thank you for the gas. Damn, bro, I didn't know we had a millionaire here, right? They don't, your bag isn't shown. And that's why Bitcoin is not good for transactional peer-to-peer engagement, right? Bitcoin is great to store your wealth and to store your value, but to transact on a business perspective, it is not good at all, right? Because when you transact with Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network, and all of a sudden you send somebody some Bitcoin or you buy something and they come back and they use on-chain analytics to search your address and they say, oh wow, this person has 5 Bitcoins in their wallet, or this person's got 7 Bitcoins in their wallet, or this person's got 0.00 Bitcoin in their wallet, right? Also known as Satoshis, right? Or so the thing is, giving away your bag is a feature that really turned a lot of people away. And that's why Litecoin is super popular, especially for businesses, and I believe it will become even more popular in the retail market, and then just on a personal note too, right? With the Mimblewimble feature. And not alone with just that, it also has 2.5 minute block time completion. So, you're not waiting 10 minutes. And then so I'm saying all of this and people are like, blah, oh, boo, 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 you don't know what you're talking about, da-da-da-da. And then so is it ironic, it's just kind of ironic that Litecoin is number 2 on newly funded addresses over Ethereum, okay? With 110,000 newly funded addresses and Ethereum sitting at 67,000 for newly funded addresses. What does that mean? That means people are actually seeing the value. They're understanding more that this OG coin, Litecoin, wait a minute, there is something here, okay? And people are transacting and moving over to Litecoin. Now, that doesn't mean Ethereum is out of the window and not a good. No, Ethereum is great for what it needs to do. And Ethereum, also like Solana, they're great for their, DeFi, decentralized finance, yield farming. All right, Solana is going to be great for Web3 gaming. And that's why in this video, we're going to go over Star Atlas, right? And what Star Atlas is and what they're building over here, with the Solana breakpoint was just huge, 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 huge. Okay, so we also have so Ethereum coming at number 3. We have Bitcoin Cash, that's on the list. Tether, Doge, Cardano, all right, at 11,000, right? Only 11,000 newly funded addresses on Cardano, right? Everyone's talking about Cardano and XR and ADA, right? But there's no movement there, okay? Avalanche, Optimism's fairly new, okay? Polygon, okay? So now, can this information be, how accurate is this data, right? Well, let's go and check out some other analytical tools as well. So Masari is another tool that I use for analytical purposes, on-chain data, and really just kind of understanding all of this, right, to get a good overview. So when we make our insight reports for our NFT community members, right, you guys are getting all of the gems, you're getting all of this data. So in this one, right, so it's showing me, okay, so if we look at Solana, all right, Solana's a little bit steady. Let's just actually go to the last 3 months. So right now, in the last 3 months, we're seeing growth with ZK Sync. All right, we're seeing a down actually in the BNB chain. Bitcoin is a little steadily growing there. Okay, we see Polygon just kind of hovering, Ethereum just hovering. Okay, we see Arbitrum over here that's starting to make a little movement upwards. Starknet, Sui is getting some growth. Okay, and then so what is this blue line up here? What was that? Tron's really starting to get some growth as well. And I'm not even a fan of Tron, but this is daily active addresses. Okay, so if we look at DeFi total value locked, okay, so we're gonna see growth in Solana. We're going to see growth in Avalanche. We're going to see growth in Base, which is Coinbase's new chain. Okay, we're going to see growth in Ethereum. We're seeing growth everywhere. So people are starting to use DeFi again. Okay, so let's go over the last 3 months, right? So we're seeing a nice little upward trend going on here, right? Upward movement. So people are starting to get back into DeFi, decentralized finance. All right, so let's keep that in mind as well. These are DEX, decentralized exchange volume. So let me go over to the last 3 months, and you can see this has really just been up and down a lot, really choppy. But we do have some higher lows a little bit on there. Okay, so we see some growth in Solana again, Optimism. All right, Ethereum not as much, but it's still growth, right? So another thing, liquid stake in TVL, right? Total value locked. Look at that. Okay, so ever since the beginning of this year, right, we've been seeing a lot of growth here in liquid staking. And then so total value borrowed, and then these are just fees collected by the dApps, all right? So that is happening. There's growth into this ecosystem. Now let's just move over to Bubbles, because everybody likes Bubbles. And then so let's go check out Bubbles, right? So we're gonna do 2 different type of bubbles, all right? So we're gonna do the week, right? So I really like the week because the week over the day is more important, right? Because we're not intraday traders, okay? So if we are value investing into different protocols, right? So we want to look to see how it's performing over the last month, over the last week, right? And over the last year as well. So at the same time, when we do that, look at stacks, all right? STX 104% in the year, all right? GRT graph 54% in the year. Injective 524%. All right, so let's just go over to the month. And if we go back over the month, Gala up 44%, Graph 68%, Pancake Cake up 106%. All right, Injective 122, Solana up 70%, Chainlink up 64%, Pepe 63%, Render. Like, just look at this. Look at all of this growth and opportunity. Rollbit up 61%, Crow. All right, Crow up 45%. Okay, in the last week, they're up 21%. Where are you getting these type of gains, right? Where are you getting these type of gains, right, without doing anything shady? Even Bitcoin up 25% in the last month, all right? 64% in the year, okay? Litecoin in the last month only up 12%, all right? 6.3% in the week. All right, 4 and 4 in the day. But what we're seeing here is still upward growth. There's growth and people are moving over to quality. Okay, people are moving over to quality. We're even seeing stuff like Uniswap find some, really try to regain its levels again, right? It still has a long way to go, right? But it's beginning to gain attention again. So people are seeing they're seeing the value in decentralized exchanges, right? Gala is really one of my favorite projects. A little bit biased on this, right? Because I do like this project a lot. And they're building out their own network, right? They have these nodes that they're creating that you'll be rewarded for securing the network, because they have this 3-tier system here for gaming, films, and gosh darn it, why can't I remember the third one with what they're doing at Gala? Oh my goodness. All right, I have to look it up again. Let me look it up because I cannot remember off the top of my head. So and this is how we do on-chain analytics, right? All right, so Gala, the series. All right, so with Gala B, Gala C. All right, here we go. We have, so Gala's has the games, film, and music, right? There we go. Games, film, and music, right? So this is the trifecta for Gala, okay, and what they're doing. And then so we use token metrics now. So we're going on. So we use token metrics. I didn't refresh this page just yet because I did a specific rating search. So we have 14 tokens here on this list. And how do I have this sorted by? By the 7-day price percentage change. And we're seeing a lot of growth here, no surprise. Solana, okay, with the FDV at 23 billion. All right, and then we're seeing growth in XRP, even though I don't agree with XRP, but some people still do. Okay, with the FDV at 68 billion. And then so we have a technology grade at 70%, a fundamental grade at 81%. All right, for Solana, tech grade at 87, fundamental grade at 78. Okay, technical analysis grade 97, valuation grade 44. That's really good, right? Quant grade, our trader grade is beautiful at 84%, and our investor grade is above 70% at 77, right? These are quality grades. Quant grade at 33%, okay? And you may not know exactly what all of this means, so that's why, I highly recommend joining the Royals community. And then so we break that down in our insight reports, right? Exactly how all of this, how you can use this information to make some moves, okay? Because we get that you don't have enough time, you're working, you're building a family, or you got so many things going on. You may not have the time to do all of this research, right? That I have, right? I have the time to do the research. I have the ability to do all these things, right? And you may not. So that's why we try to make it super easy for you with our insight reports, and then we go over this together in the Royals community. So definitely want you guys part of the Royals community, guys and girls, right? I don't know why I gotta stop saying guys. I gotta stop saying that, right? Because this is open to everybody. This is not just like a man thing at all, and I don't know why I just keep saying guys. So I apologize. I apologize to all the females out there and everyone else, right? You know, I don't mean to single anybody out, but so. All right, so we're still seeing, this tech grade here, good strong valuations with these projects. And then so really my favorite one is really just using this investor grade here and then the trader grade. So if we go and sort this by the investor grade, it's going to mess me up, right? Yeah, no, because this was from yesterday. So so let's just move on, right? So this is to beat, and this is another platform. Now this is one of the free ones. I don't pay for this one at all. This is available totally for free. And then so this is just really just kind of seeing the network from a different lens and listing out the value locked here. Okay, so the sum of everything, all right, at 5 billion, all right, up 3.23% on the year. But at the same time, we're seeing growth, okay, across all these different networks, right? All these different, so like Pulse Chain. Most people may not like Pulse Chain. Some people do, some people don't. Some people like Richard Hart. Some people don't understand what he's doing over there, right? So, but Pulse Chain, and their bridge, okay. And then they have different scaling solutions here. All right, so looks like Arbitrum is the first one on the list. I don't know if I can sort this. So, all right, so these are all the different scaling solutions. All right, Mism, Base, ZK Sync, DYDX, Mantle, Starknet, Immutable X, Loop Ring, Polygon, okay, ZK EVM, ZK Sync, Arbitrum Nova, ZK Space, and just some more other scaling solutions here. Optimistic Rollup. So what does that even mean? But so Arbitrum 1 is an optimistic rollup that aims to feel exactly like interacting with Ethereum, but with transactions costing a fraction of what they do on the layer 1. So centralized sequencer receives users' transactions and regularly sends the transaction batch to mainnet Ethereum. Now, the independent proposers that are whitelisted, they read the transaction batches from the L1, execute them, and submit a resultant L2 state root to the L1. Any validator that can challenge the state root within the challenge window. And I'm not going to get into all that right now because it's super technical, but if you want to learn more about this, you can go check out L2 Beat as well. And then so there's a deep dive in a star decentralized blockchain platform. Darn it, I forgot to log in so I can share that with you guys. But this video is getting super long. We're at 40 minutes already. There's a lot that I want to share with you guys and go over. Let me just quickly show you the NFTs that I was talking about, right? So we have 2,200 NFTs that we've created using the candy machine. And so some of these we will use, most of them we won't use. We probably will repurpose a lot of them. Again, it's just not coming up like this. Open file using VS Code standard text binary editor. Yeah, I know. I guess I should do it that way or fix that so this comes up better. But you can see that we have 2,200 different. This is bothering me. Why is this not opening up? There we go. I don't know why it does that. Like, why? I gotta fix it so it opens it, so I don't have to click on this every time. Oh my goodness. You know what? I think that's why I didn't want to open it up in VSS. And that's why it's loading up all the images. It's a lot. There we go. So we're not going to use all 2,200. I'm probably just going to select the best ones, because some of them are like messed up a little bit. And then, well, maybe not. I don't know how many we're going to use, but I just wanted to just show you guys, we use the candy machine here to build out all of these different NFTs. See, there's a lot. I'll show you guys. Like, there's a lot. We got a lot of different NFT styles and designs that we're going to go through each and every single one of them. And then we're going to pick out the ones, and then we're going to add the collection onto the page. But like I said, these aren't for the NFT. This is not for our club. So for our club, everyone will get the one design. So for our club, everybody will get one design. And I was thinking about actually airdropping one of these as well to anyone that joins the club before the end of the year as well. So, okay, that was just that. Some sneak peek into what we're building here at W3MCT. And so, yeah, I appreciate everybody. Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to do another deep dive into Star Atlas and to see how much I've been making and how many tokens I've been farming here at Star Atlas. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being great. Thank you for being you. Don't forget to support when you can. Not just me, but anybody else that's trying to really be authentically, uniquely themselves, right? It takes courage to go again, to really venture down your own path. It takes courage to be yourself. It takes courage to go after something that doesn't give you a paycheck, right? I don't have a paycheck. No one pays me to do this and share this information from you. I'm not monetized anywhere, right? This is all from the cuff. This is all from me. I hope y'all understand that, right? So I appreciate you all. Help me to be better. Thank you. I'll catch you guys on the next one.